Hi, everyone. Welcome to Inside the Clinical Law program at UW Law. I'm your host, Annie Becker, and today we're joined by Professor Georgina Olazcon Mozo and 3L student Katy Cook, originally from Miami, Florida. Welcome, Georgina and Katy.
Thank
Hi,
you.
thank you.
So first up, I've got a question for Professor Olazcon Mozo. Can you tell us a bit about the Immigration Law Clinic and what it does?
Yeah, the UW's Immigration Law Clinic represents economically disadvantaged community members in a wide variety of immigration cases, but our particular focus is humanitarian forms of relief. Um, Another part of the clinic is to focus and have our students learn trauma-informed client-centered practices so that they can take those skills out into the world in their profession, whether they are immigration lawyers or not.
Thank you. Can we ask Katy about what kind of work you do in the clinic that has helped advance your legal education?
Yeah, so I've done a lot of varied work in the clinic as all the other clinic students have done. I think the variety of work really helps to improve all those legal skills of like legal research, legal writing, case analysis, and like Georgina mentioned, like client-centered and trauma-informed lawyering. So I've done asylum cases for people who are detained here in Tacoma, U visa cases for immigrants who are survivors of crime, and then some green card and work permit applications. Um, and I think what really pushes you in the clinic to expand these skills is the fact that you're working on cases where the law and policy is really always constantly changing. So sometimes a policy change will come out and impact a hearing or a filing that you were planning on working on this week. And you kind of just really have to shift and adapt your legal thinking and case strategy, which is really a lot more dynamic than what you learn in the classroom.
Yeah, absolutely. Professor, can you tell us about the types of clients and matters that students like Katy have worked with in the past?
Yeah, we have worked with clients from all over the world. We've had clients from Guinea, from Afghanistan, from Morocco, from Mexico, Venezuela, you name it. We probably had a client or will have a client from that region of the world. Some of the cases we take, we have done asylum for survivors of persecution, a lot of our relief under the Violence Against Women Act. We work with youth and children as well. We do special immigrant juvenile status. And it's sort of unpredictable because we take a client and let's say the client was referred to us because they might need help with a work permit, but then as we work with them we realize that they have survived very horrendous situations, and because of that they qualify for other things. So we work with the client in all the cases that the client qualifies for. So in the middle of it we may discover they are survivors of human trafficking, and we do a T visa for them. We work with clients that are in removal proceedings, both detained and non-detained. So a lot of the students do litigation, but we have even done cases in federal court, like habeas. As Katy was saying, immigration law is shifting very rapidly, and we have to adapt and learn new things almost every quarter.
Wow. So on the subject of learning new things and unpredictability, Katy, what are some things that surprised you the most about your work in the clinic?
Yeah, aside from having to learn new policy, in the course of 2 days or a week before a hearing or a filing to make sure everything is perfect for our clients, I think that 2 things have really surprised me. The first one is just the responsibility that clinic students are really given when assigned cases. So Georgina really treats us like budding lawyers and gives us a lot of discretion to tell her what we think the right path is for this client, and obviously, with her supervision, we make tweaks to things that we might be doing in our cases. But it just feels really nice to be trusted as a growing professional and someone who will be out, practicing law in a year or two. Um, and then the second thing is that clients really do trust you, even as students. So a lot of our clients discuss their life experience with us in hopes that they can get some kind of immigration relief or support in their journey. And it's just a huge privilege and feels really special to grow that bond with your client, and for them to trust you in that way has been a really beautiful surprise.
Beautiful surprise. I love that. What makes an applicant successful to this clinic, Georgina?
Yeah, I tell students you don't have to want to be an immigration lawyer to be in the immigration clinic. One of like my very best students doesn't even want to be an immigration lawyer, yet she did the work. I think to be successful, you have to be committed to do work. You will be put to work. We are literally saving people's lives, right? Like if you win asylum for someone, they will get to stay in the US in safety versus being returned to a country where they may lose their life, right? So all I ask students is to be willing to do the work and be present in the clinic. It will be a lot of work. It's a lot of responsibility. And it's something you have to take seriously because clients' lives depend on the work that the students do.
It's definitely high stakes topic. And then finally, Katy, what would you share with a prospective student about the immigration law clinic?
Yeah, I would say that you not only get to work with Georgina, who is incredibly experienced immigration attorney and just knows so much about how to serve our clients when they're facing such difficult situations. So that's really amazing to learn from Georgina's skill set. But you also get to impact people's lives, even as a student, even if you don't want to do immigration law in the future. I think that a lot of the clinic students remember their clinical experience as something that really positively impacted them, because the immigration proceedings that our clients are facing are extremely challenging and they can be very dehumanizing. So just being able to support someone and tell them that they're not alone through this process is really meaningful. Like Georgina said, our clients are really facing life or death with their immigration proceedings. So even as a student, being able to support someone through those extremely difficult choices, whether it's a win or a loss, you get to do so much amazing, meaningful work. And clients, not that they have to be grateful to us for the work, because they are our bosses. They are incredibly grateful, and being able to tell someone that they can live here in safety is just something that you'll never forget.
Yeah, that is a wonderful note to end this clip on, in terms of the important work that is being done by faculty and just under 10 students in the immigration law clinic. Thank you so much, Professor Olazcon Mozo and Katy, for joining us today. Keep up the good
Thank
work.
you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for having us.